うち父親も金もなくてさ。
それが分かってなんですぐに辞めなかったの？
それが母さんの望みっていうか夢ってやつ。
Yo, how's it going? You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. Today's video is about the new Cyberpunk anime. To be honest, at first I thought this anime was going to be absolute dog crap because it's Netflix. But I was wrong because I came into this anime with low expectations, and honestly it was one of the best animes I've ever watched, or best show I've ever watched. Anyways, I've never played Cyberpunk 2077 because, it's dog trash. The amount of bugs, super laggy. I remember I watched someone beat the whole game by only punching, and the multiple times they had to quit because of bugs. But this video isn't about the game, it's about the new show, what's out. I'm just gonna say, the amount of good stuff that's in it. There's just small bad stuff, and to be honest, I'm basically just gonna be super biased because I like this anime so much. And by the way, if my whole audio sounds weird, it's because I had to record somewhere else than I usually do. Anyways, into the whole, video itself, and I should stop wasting time.
Can I please bite a chunk out of that ass?
First off, let's talk about one of the most important things in an animated series, the animation itself. The animation is just gorgeous. It's so clean and it just reminds me of Devilman Crybaby, The Great Pretender, and Super Crux. It's honestly just so good. Trigger outdone themselves this time. One of the coolest things in my opinion though is the whole thing about it being intertwined with the game. Because if you look at some scenes of the anime itself, it's just a carbon copy of the game itself. Like, look at these, it's the exact same room, and this one, it's the exact same building, exact same tree, and the exact same back building. It's just honestly amazing. The whole color palette and all that stuff just makes it really feel futuristic. And if you didn't notice, most animes use CGI sometimes, if it's for a plane or cars or just basically fights. And the way they put the CGI in this is actually really good, because half the time, well, most of the time, you can tell if it's CGI or not, and the CGI is pretty bad most stuff, but this CGI was just actually pretty well blended. You'd only notice that it's CGI if you really paid attention, like with most of the cars. It's really hard to blend CGI and cartoonness and drawing together. Like, look at Futurama, for example. Their whole ship thing, you could clearly tell when it was CGI or not. It was just kind of off-putting, but this is just a perfect blend, and it just doesn't feel weird at all. And the whole soundtrack of the anime is just brilliant. It just feels futuristic and it belongs in Cyberpunk. And if something's sad happening, it's sad music like normal, but it's just honestly just so good. It just feels like it belongs in Cyberpunk, and basically just cyberpunky in general. And just don't get me started on the character designs. Each one's unique. Even the background characters are pretty unique. The only ones that were pretty average and just not that much detail was the students. But you get the reason why, because they're students. They can't dress informally, especially in the privileged school they're in. Honestly, there's just some clips I want to show that just shows how good it is, but I can't really because it just kind of spoils. So only clips I'm going to be using this whole video is from the trailers, so you can't get mad at me. I'd say the plot's really good as well. It's not oh my gosh, so good. It's just good. It was really enjoyable, and just nothing felt boring. I didn't even feel bored or tired at all while watching the series. It just had the perfect blend. You could really tell that they put a lot of effort and heart into this series. Like one of my only complaints with the whole series is that there's only 10 episodes, and I know that isn't Trigger's fault. It's Netflix probably being picky, but they just have a little time skip. I don't know if it's little or medium. Honestly, just shut up, I don't know. And it's just it just made me feel like I slept through an episode. I was just so confused. But then it just kind of slowly put itself together. That's my only two complaints that I kind of think is important. And the rest is just basically just little complaints. Now let's just talk about the action and gore. It's just so good. It's just the powers are amazing. With this dude scanned the vase and whatever you call it. You saw the boy with the weird ass goggles doing it in the trailer. It's just cool. And people's cyberkinetic parts, the things they do with it, the ideas they have to kill people and all stuff like that. Nothing felt overplayed, nothing felt overused. It's just good. The gore is really good. I'm quite a sucker for gore. If something has a lot of gore, I probably immediately like it. Like The Boys, that gore was really good. And this one's really good as well. A lot of blood, a lot of guts, a lot of organs, all that stuff. It was just good. Not even good. The blood splatter effects were just amazing. Like the whole series itself was just a perfect blend of action and then the little important parts of the whole lore itself. And one of the best things is they got the actor for Gustavo Fring to be the bad guy in this in the dub. Personally, I don't watch dub because I just think half the time it's just ass. But I'm just gonna have to watch this entire series in dub just for Gustavo. Now let's just talk about the little bits I don't really like. But like they're just not that important. I don't care if they're in. It's just like honestly, I just don't care. One of the main things in this isn't really a spoiler, it's in the trailer. But the boys, like, one of the parents die, and like we only barely got to see it, so like you don't really feel like, oh, I feel sorry for him, because they probably had like, I'd say 6 minutes of screen time tops. So you're like, because like they kind of wanted you to try to feel sympathetic when someone dies, but like the first person to die was that parent, and it just doesn't feel like you should really care at all. You're just like, oh wow, yeah, they died, cool, that's gonna be some good plot and arc time for the character. Oh, I forgot one of my other main issues. This is probably just my main issue since I couldn't change it, but the whole Netflix subtitles, you just couldn't see them half the time. Because if you didn't notice, on Crunchyroll and Funimation, there are whole subtitles for anime and all that stuff. It's white and then has a black outline, so even if it's in full white, you can still see it. But on Netflix, it's just clear white, just no black outline. And like a lot of stuff in this movie is bright. And like half the time, there's just a white slate or something at the bottom, and you just can't read the subtitles half the time. Like there's an important thing going on, I couldn't even read it. I was just trying to guess. I should have put it to dub, but I just couldn't be bothered. There is a way to change it, so it is like you can change the font on Netflix, but I just don't know, and I just wasn't bothered watching 70 videos to find out. So like, it's not that big of a problem. And this isn't even Cyberpunk's problem. That's just Netflix itself's problem. Another thing that was just like, it was kind of annoying, but like honestly I don't care, was there's a lot of like kind of fan service and 18+ stuff. Like it was just kind of, I don't really care, but like I was trying to watch it and then I just had to make sure no one was around when all the scenes came on. Like honestly, it doesn't really matter to me, but like just think about you're new to anime and you go to watch it and then you see all that stuff. You're basically just expecting it to be in every other anime. Well, to be honest, there's a lot of fan service in some animes. I do really recommend you to watch this if it's going to be your first anime, or like just watch it in general. It's just spectacular. Damn, I'm running out of vocabulary words I can use instead of good and amazing. To be honest, this video just felt like I was rambling on about the anime. It just feels weird making a video after like 5 or 4 days. I don't know why. Like I just didn't have time to make videos. I have like 3 or 4 videos planned. And when this video comes out, there's probably another one coming out on the same day or the day afterwards. It depends if I can make it or upload it fast enough. Okay, conclusion. Cyberpunk 2077 Edgerunners is just really good. You should watch it, and if you don't, you're a pathetic loser and no one likes you. Bye bye and see ya.